Jona, welcome once again to another Atomic AMA. It's been a busy few weeks. We've got a few major things that have happened and are about to happen. So, in these past 2 weeks, we have released our updated friend system. We have also, based on you guys' feedback, given a few changes to our proposals for whitelisting and verification. And also, we're only 9 days away from AtomicHub Live London, so it's a busy time for us.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of things happening. So, I guess going in order, friend system, that was obviously the biggest actual product release on AtomicHub in the last couple of weeks. I'm pretty sure everyone that has logged into AtomicHub in the past few weeks has seen that. I think we're even displaying a card in the beginning, just telling you about what's going on there now. So now friends are extra friends, whereas before that they were sort of like bookmarks, more or less. It was just in one direction. I could add you as a friend, you wouldn't even know about it. Now it's an extra friend request that is accepted, so on. So that's really cool to see, and this is integrated one in the trading section, where the idea really is that you can maybe see like which people have similar interests in sort of similar collections, like you do, and then trade with them or add them as friends. Or perhaps if you have someone that is your real life friend or you already know them, you can add them as a friend and see what's going on with them. And then it also lays the foundation to build a lot more on top of that, like messaging and other things. So yeah, I mean that was quite exciting release. Second thing in order, there was the second proposal that we made for our new proposed collection checking system, no longer whitelisting system. Basically, the system that would replace whitelisting and verified as it is in the current form. We released the first proposal, got some good feedback, but also got some feedback where people thought that some issues weren't addressed yet, which was extremely helpful to see, and that sort of all came together in the second proposal that we, based on the feedback we received so far in the first few days and also before we officially published it, seems to address a lot of those issues. So I'm quite hopeful that we're almost there. But still, I think if you haven't seen that yet, I would encourage you to take a look, and then also encourage you to give your feedback on that, because ultimately that new system is supposed to be a lot more community-based, where we as AtomicHub take the role of more of a moderator rather than the actual judge, which I think could be a pretty cool solution to the problems or to the issues that the current system has. So I'm hopeful that we're pretty close to the final system, but yeah, that's what we need feedback for, to figure that out. And third thing, well, this really is a lot. Third thing, as you said, our own community event, AtomicHub Live London, will be in 9 days from now, next week. And we've got quite a lot of RSVPs. I'm expecting quite a number more in this last week coming up to it. It might be quite a crowded event, which we're very happy about and very much looking forward to. So I'm unsure what to expect, but I expect good things.
Yeah, no, it's I think everybody, or all the speakers and the panelists and presenters are available on the website if you want to go see who those guys are. Of course, we'll be posting on social throughout the week about the various things you can expect, and a little bit more about the panels, the presentations, all that cool stuff. So yeah, it's going to be really great. I'm really very much looking forward to it. So yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing you guys there. So other than those three things we've spent the last 2 weeks on, what else have we been working on for these past 2 weeks?
Yeah, a number of different things, some of which we'll announce in London next week. So I guess you'll all have to attend. No, but those that do attend will hear about it first. Yeah, I think just a number of things in the back end, number of new features that we've been working on. Some pretty cool stuff. That's all I'm going to say. Yep. We've definitely been busy.
Yeah, we certainly have been. So, a few questions from the Discord. One of them is based around the new Friends feature, actually. They basically asked if there'd be a way to have a way to see your friends on your inventory page, or perhaps have a tab for your friends on your inventory page? I mean, are we thinking of adding anything along those lines?
I mean, I'm not involved in the product team there directly. I know that we're definitely, like we've always done for new releases, we're releasing it first and then we're listening to all the feedback that we're getting, because ultimately that's what really matters. So it will definitely change. It will definitely improve over time. And I would just encourage everyone that has ideas like this, or questions or thoughts or whatever, to get them to us. That could be on our Discord, could also be on our dedicated feedback page. And really anything that comes into that will then be discussed by the product teams internally and implemented if it makes sense and fits into our roadmap.
Yeah, for sure. And all the links for where you can give feedback to us will be in the description. Another question from the Discord was about language support. So this guy Josh asked specifically about Chinese, but of course we've had questions kind of over time about adding Russian, adding Chinese, adding Japanese, adding all sorts of other languages. What are our thoughts on that?
I mean, that definitely makes sense. That's something we thought about as well. And to be fair, like the AtomicHub crowd, the AtomicHub community tends to speak English pretty well. So for most it works, but it also probably limiting in that, those that don't speak English, they might not even get into the ecosystem in the first place. So we're well aware that there's room for improvement, especially adding Chinese or adding languages in like the Southeast Asian realm or landscape, because that's where English just isn't as prevalent, whereas most Europeans and obviously the Americans speak it well enough to be fine with that. So we're aware that this is a room for improvement. It's actually pretty difficult to implement technically, because there's a lot of places where copy and language is involved in AtomicHub, and all of that has to change. And now if we have to tell our designers that some languages actually start from right to left, they'll not be happy about that either. That will be a difficult one. I expect we'll see it at some point. I can't promise when. It's quite a large task, and there's a lot of other things on the roadmap. But at some point, I expect there to be multi-language support. Yeah,
awesome. And hey, if you're from let's say the Chinese community, or if you have another language and English isn't your first language, then we do have several channels in our Discord for specific nationalities, specific languages. So you can get some support in there. So head to our Discord if you do need something or some help in that respect. But yeah, I think that is everything for this week. Busy 2 weeks gone by, and we've got a busy 2 weeks ahead, that's for sure. So, hey, as we said, AtomicHub Live London, NFT London ahead of us. So, yeah, busy times. But anyway, Jona, thank you so much for joining us, and I will see you in 2 weeks' time.
Well, next week in person, and then 2 weeks.
Oh, well, yes.